Untold Impact. This 4-episode documentary series will discuss the critical role of civil society organizations, which many know as CSOs, the types of civil society organizations, and their critical role in the development of Nigeria. This series will also talk about their role in 4 key areas: education, nutrition, health, and marginalized groups, which include youth, women, and persons with disabilities. The question now is, what is civil society? If you and your friends decided to form a loan circle to improve the financial capacity of your members, then voila, you formed a civil society. There's no etymology or Latin history to this concept other than it being a non-governmental group, associations, or institutions that citizens form or join to drive intervention and effective change to challenges in society. So basically, civil society exists when independent people gather into organized groups by sharing views and ideas for the interests of a larger population.
Civil society represents a community of engaged individuals who work with us and with citizens to strengthen democracy, to build consensus around progressive policy options, and to give citizens a voice in governance.
Civil society represents the third sector, if you may, and it's inclusive of the media, NGOs, persons, thought leaders, and people who just have a say in how a country, a people, or a place is run.
Through generations, civil society has morphed in its role and inclusion to become what it currently is. The first generation of civil society were traditional institutions, ethnic association, and religious institutions. The second generation became the trade unions, professional associations, business associations, and student unions. The third generations were the structured NGOs or non-governmental organizations, charitable or interest groups, and the fourth, social media-based civil society.
Basis for Change started as a Facebook group, actually discussion group in 2011. And on that space, we mobilized the participation of young people in conversations, very serious policy conversations around fuel subsidy, around security, around environmental justice, and forced displacement. So all of the activities then done online by young people who just share similar interests. And since then, we've been advocating the same issues that we were discussing on social media.
Civil society for me, and I say this in 3 angles. First, for me, as when I was looking from outside, it was for me the response to the failure of the state, because you understand what the issues are. And of course, that eventually was what led to me using what I know, which is tech, to then start to trying to solve problems around, first of all, Nigeria, and now as a Pan-African organization.
The roles of civil society have also grown to include a direct supervisory and observatory overview of actions of leaders and its authority on the people, carrying out oversight on their performance and functions, as well as their power and actions towards the national integration and growth.
The history of this country can never be complete without the important role of organized civil society. Civil society has always been that voice of reason, reminding the country of what is in her best interest, speaking to the conscience of the nation. Now we have one of the strongest, statutorily, one of the strongest National Human Rights Commissions ever. It was something that was done by civil society. You look at the work that has gone into the Electoral Act, all the iteration in the review and reform of the Electoral Act. Civil society has been at the center of it.
Civil society shows that there are many ways beyond running for office and voting to become involved in issues you care about. Nonetheless, civil society is not solely about activism, social discernment, or social instigation. Without a cause, it becomes a movement without a direction and operates against the principle of civil society. The established role of the CSOs is to drive development in a society from the top right down to the grassroots level.